Hola everyone, today we're gonna learn a little bit more about el pretérito. We're gonna focus on irregular third person. This is a special group of verbs that have some small changes in the third person. So what are irregular thirds? Some verbs have stem or spelling change in the preterite tense, but only in the singular and plural third person form. So the Elia form, the Elios form, the third person, and I have all of them here. Of course, you will have to memorize these irregular verbs, but this change mostly happen between ER and IR ending verbs. And so we're going to look at the first case. There are going to be three cases today. So the first case is E to I. So let's look at this. So first, just follow the regular step for all forms except for the third person. So first and second person, you just do the normal preterite. But then, for the third person, there is going to be a stem change from E to I. And those are the verbs that follow this pattern. Pedir, servir, preferir, mentir, and competir. And this is how it's going to work. So you have pedí, pediste, fully normal. And then we have el pidió. So the third person singular from E, we have the stem change, la raíz, becomes an I. And same for like nosotros pedimos, vosotros pedisteis. And then we have the third person, which become pidieron. So the E become an I. Then we look at the other form, from O to U. Same as before, all forms exactly the same, but then for the third person we have the stem change from O to U, from O to U. And in this case we only have two verbs, dormir and morir, and we can see an example here. Third person, durmió, ella durmió. Ellos, ellas durmieron. And so we can see the stem change. And the last one, all forms exactly the same except for the third person. So this is a pattern for all of these verbs. And in this case, we have a vowel change from E to Y. It's not a stem change, it's slightly different. And so we have for this case, leer, creer, and oír. So remember those three verbs. And we can see here that we have leí, leíste, totally okay, and then we have the third person become leyó. So instead of the E, we have the Y. In Spanish, Y. And let's look at some example right now. Ayer competí en un torneo de tenis y mis amigos compitieron en un torneo de béisbol. And you can see how we have yo competí, and then we have ellos compitieron, we have the change. Another example, Carlos se durmió a las 9 anoche. Carlos, third person, él se durmió. We can see the change from dormir to dur. And then the last one, ellos estaban en el mercado cuando oyeron las noticias. Ellos, third person plural. Here we have oír. Instead of E, we have Y. So from I to Y. Adiós.